Welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to Big Mouth Live. Let's wait for some people to come in, then we'll start the chat. Tonight, I want to talk about my love of the Star Wars prequels. So we'll be talking about that tonight. We'll be talking about the Star Wars prequels and why I think they're amazing, why I've always felt that the Star Wars prequels may even be better than the original trilogy in a lot of ways, because what Lucas is saying in this trilogy is so huge and massive and profound. He's talking about someone, an enemy within, kind of pretending to be a friend. We're talking about someone plotting to create a fascist regime. And I think what he did with Palpatine was sensational. I like The Phantom Menace. I like Attack of the Clones. I think that Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. I just think it's sensational. I really do. I mean, anyone who creates the double lightsaber is a genius. So I'm a big fan of the Star Wars prequels because, unlike a lot of people, I understood what Lucas was trying to do here. He was trying to world build. He was trying to tell us the why of it. The why. How did Vader get into power? How did Palpatine get into power? And this is this story, to tell Anakin Skywalker's story from the very beginning and see a more brighter, illustrious world in The Phantom Menace was absolutely fantastic. So I really enjoyed that element. I really did. I thought the action was better. I love the CGI. I love the what are they called? Raja Raja. I loved them. Didn't mind Jar Jar Binks. I never understood the hate for Jar Jar, to be honest. He was there for the children, so I never really got why people hated him. I understood people's issues with it because it wasn't the Star Wars that they fell in love with, but that's why they're called prequels. Prequels are really hard things to do. They're very rarely appreciated because you're telling the story about a world that you love, but it's not the world that you love. So it's very difficult to get that knack in. So, but I think Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan was great. I thought Hayden Christensen was fantastic as Anakin from episode 2 and episode 3. So I really loved it. So I thought it was amazing. So yeah, I've got a lot of time for the Star Wars prequels. Absolutely fantastic. And I will always hold them with a special place in my heart because I think Lucas's 6 Star Wars movies are sensational. I really do. So, absolutely fantastic. It really is a great set of movies. And I mean, I just find it so emotional and compelling. I mean, when Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting, my emotions are up. When he kills Padme, that is just so huge and so compelling. And the whole exchange in that final battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin is absolutely fantastic, So brilliant. The Star Wars prequels are class. And it's really good now that more people are appreciating them. It's kind of the same people who have got disdain for the sequel trilogy. It's interesting, when the sequel trilogy was being launched, everyone still hated the prequels and everyone was saying, yeah. And when The Force Awakens came out, oh yeah, this is great. But ultimately, there is a new appreciation. And I love that interview Dave Filoni did when he was on the round table and he explained about the prequels and how George saw the prequels and said, not necessarily how we imagined it was going to happen, but this was George's story. And that's absolutely spot on, bang on. So I really like that. Absolutely fantastic set of movies. And if you like the Star Wars prequels or you don't like the Star Wars prequels, please let me know in the comments there. You can follow me on Twitter at MoviesTVMad. So I just think it's a great set of movies. I think John Williams outdoes himself with the music. a fantastic set of music. You know, I just love what John Williams did with the Star Wars prequels. Ronnie Dodge, hello, mate. Yeah, I love the prequels more than the sequel trilogy. Yeah, and I was just saying, Ronnie, before you turned up, that there's a new appreciation for the Star Wars prequels. I've loved them from day one because, as I've said before, I understood what he was doing. This was never going to be the original trilogy, and I think that's what disappointed people. He's telling a story, he's building a world, and it's great, and it's so emotional to see the downfall of Anakin Skywalker. It really is. So, as I say, a great set of movies that I really enjoyed. I mean, I love some of the aspects of what he puts in the films. I mean, Darth Maul is awesome. The double lightsaber. I remember when I was working in a toy shop called Toy Stack at the time of the build up to the to what was it called? Oh my God, the Phantom Menace. That's it, the Phantom Menace. And I remember all the toys we were selling. I tell you what, I don't think the Force Awakens sold as many toys as the Phantom Menace did. There was an excitement that Star Wars was back. I mean, we're talking about 1999. So that was a long time since the original trilogy happened. So there was a natural excitement to Star Wars returning. And I know people were disappointed with what the Phantom Menace was. I wasn't disappointed. As I say, I got what he was attempting to do, and I just couldn't wait to the next episode because he sowed the seeds in the Phantom Menace, and I thought that was great. And as I say, a great set of movies, and it is great that people are having more of an appreciation of them. So brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and they always hold a special place in my heart because I just think that George Lucas is a genius. He makes a big statement about dictatorship and fascism and how it starts off. And if you look at what's happened with Brexit and certain things in our governments, like Trump in America, you know, the Palpatine kind of messaging there is very, very similar. And it's interesting how these people get, they get into government and build themselves up. And this is what Palpatine does in The Phantom Menace. And he's trying to stir up this war between the Federation and the Separatists. And I think, you know, the Separatists is Brexit, isn't it? If you think about it. So Lucas is really a pioneer, warning us of what was to come. Ronnie Dodge, I'm looking forward to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but also cautious. Yes, that should be awesome. Look, whatever it's like, we've got Anakin and Obi-Wan. We've got Anakin in the Vader suit. It's going to be fantastic. We know that Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen are going to be in it, the same actors from the prequels as well. That's exciting. So I'm just really looking forward to seeing this added part that I never thought that we would see before. And so to reunite, you know, Hayden and Ewan together again, I know they're good friends, and it's really, really exciting for me, and I can't wait. When I heard it finally being announced, I was really, really excited. Should be awesome. So can't wait. And you know, it continues the prequels as well. Something I never thought would happen. So that's awesome because we get to see what Anakin's first steps as a Darth Vader, the kind of stuff he was doing in the early days as well. There'll be no one to stop us this time. I always wondered what that meant. And now, hopefully, we're going to see that. So, yes, very, very exciting that we're actually getting an Obi-Wan. And it's only a one series. It's only a mini-series as well. So, will we see Ewan again as Obi-Wan in the future? I think if this works out as big as I think it will, I think he'll return because definitely there's stories to tell with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And seeing we've got the Clone Wars and all the stuff that went down there, you could actually recreate a lot of the stuff from the Clone Wars as well. I would actually love to see a live-action Clone Wars. I know some people wouldn't want to see that, but it would be awesome. So, yes, can't wait for that one. It's going to be really, really exciting. And I hope the Obi-Wan series lives up to everyone's expectations. because I'm hyped for it. I'm really hyped for it. It should be great. Will we get any more people in the chat tonight? It looks like everyone's gone on strike. Must be my picture of me bare-chested or something. Must be off-putting. And basically, to have Liam Neeson in The Phantom Menace was great casting. Liam Neeson really holds that film together. I really think, Qui-Gon Jinn is a great character. And you see that Qui-Gon believes in Anakin, mistakenly. But he believes in him. He genuinely believes he's the chosen one. Ronnie Dodge, I'm here, mate. Glad to have you in the chat, Ronnie. Bobcat. Hey, Mickey. Hello, Bobcat. I thought you deserted me. Ronnie Dodge, Bobcat is here. We can start now. Bobcat's here. Can't have a chat without Bobcat. Can't have a chat without Ronnie Dodge. These are the regulars that we must have in to protect me from the randoms that may come in. I've already had a couple of randoms before the live even kicked off. I think a couple of them having a go at my buffness, saying you're not that buff, mate. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Some of us have got it and some of us ain't, right? Bobcat, how's everyone doing? Very well, thanks, Bobcat. Doing very well, apart from the frog in my throat. Get out, frog! Bobcat, are you a fan of the Star Wars prequels? And anyone who's not a fan of the Star Wars prequels, let me know why. I just think, for me, the Star Wars prequels was an exciting time. It wasn't something I ever had an issue with. It was brilliant. Ronnie Dodge, very tired. I didn't get back home until 3:30 this morning. Why not, Ronnie? Bobcat, I like Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Oh, yeah. Great movies, Bobcat. Ronnie Dodge, morning, yeah. What is that, Ronnie? What have you been up to? You've been clubbing? You've been painting the town red? I really miss going clubbing. So, this isn't that big, but we do have a little bit of Shazam news. Not much. So, Helen Mirren has said she thinks being Shazam 2's villain will be fun because she's never played a villain before. So that's interesting. Of course, they're starting shooting next week. So I can't wait. I cannot wait to see how that works out. Of course, we won't see Shazam Fury of the Gods till 2023. 2023 is shaping up very well for the DCEU as we've got our Superman movie coming next year as well. It was great to hear Henry Cavill speak out against the gender people. There's a lot of people making lots of assumptions about his career, and Henry decided to speak out, and I'm really happy that he did. Ronnie Dodge went on a ghost hunt in Sussex. I live in Kent, so a bit of a journey, mate. Wow, yeah. Did you catch any? Yes, Dame Helen Mirren getting very excited for shooting Shazam Fury of the Gods next week. So that begins. That's exciting. Bobcat, I just realised this movie, Into the Woods from 2014, is on Disney Plus. I remember really liking it. Might have to watch it today. Awesome. Never heard of it, never watched it. You'll have to let me know what it's all about. They're starting to put a few adult movies on there now, aren't they? Ronnie Dodge, me and my friends saw a pair of legs but no body. That is kind of scary, isn't it? I was going to make a legless joke there, but obviously you saw the legs and not the body. So I can't do that. someone was on Twitter was actually trying to say that It Chapter 2 was crap just to trash on Andy Muschietti. Imagine how desperate these people are getting. Bobcat, it's like Brothers Grimm fairy tales, but they all interweave together. Ronnie Dodge, ha ha ha, it would be funny for your joke, yeah. Unfortunately, you saw the legs and not a body, so it's bodiless. So someone literally lost their whole body. Maybe it was a supermodel having cosmetic surgery that went wrong. Who knows? Personally, I love natural women. Right? I'm just going to say that. Natural women are the best. I don't think I've even seen a Brothers Grimm movie before or even read the books. Bobcat, where do you find it at? I think that's addressed to you, Ronnie Dodge. Where did you find the ghost at? I think he found it in the woods. Ronnie Dodge, we went to an old mental health ward that's no longer in use. Bloody hell, that must have been creepy, right? Probably as creepy as being on YouTube sometimes. I wonder if we're going to get any random people tonight. That was weird last night, wasn't it? And I had another troll this morning on the Big Mouth Daily Live. They really don't like people with confidence expressing themselves, do they? They're really intimidated by it. It's always fun to wind them up, though. Bobcat, so do you catch ghosts? Bobcat, and if that's addressed to you, Ronnie. So do you catch ghosts? Have you caught any ghosts before? That's a good question. And this morning, I was reading an article where James Gunn had said that people are threatening him because he's saying he's going to kill a bunch of characters off in the Suicide Squad. Aren't these people pathetic? Bobcat, I've been visited by spirits before. Wow. Bobcat, mostly of dead relatives. Did you upset them when they were alive or something? Ronnie Dodge, my friend has caught her upper torso, but no legs on camera at Old Fort. Anyway, change the subject. I don't get Andy getting hate, if anyone. What? But no legs on camera at Old Fort. Anyway, change the subject. I don't get Andy getting hate, if anyone. Sorry, Ronnie, I didn't get that. Change the subject. It's what you do, mate. Be proud of it. Maybe you found the legs yesterday. That was from Bobcat. I can't believe it. Ronnie Dodge, ha 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 ha. Was quite funny, wasn't it? Bobcat Duskirk, he's a stinger with the old humour, isn't he? Yeah, we're just never going to get any DC news again, are we? It's just ridiculous. But next week could be big. Could be big. Keep your eyes open next week. Something could be kicking off. So we'll have to wait and see. If the Cavill news comes out next week, it could be huge. I'm surprised Disney haven't tried to reboot the original Star Wars trilogy. Bobcat, when my grandpa died, I was upset naturally, and I didn't know he had passed at the time. But it like someone was hugging me. Then I found out the time he died was around when I felt that. Wow. Ronnie Dodge, I meant to say, if anyone I trust to do the Flash movie, it's Andy and Barbara. I trust they're going to blow our minds. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're going to do. Andy Muschietti is a very, very good director. He's going to give us an amazing movie. He's very gifted. And Walter Hamada has trusted him to do this. This is not just the Flash movie. This is a restructure of an entire franchise. And he's been entrusted to do this for a reason. So it's a massive film. This is beyond just being a Flash movie. You know, they're using this as a tool to restructure the DCEU, the whole live action franchise. I mean, this is huge. I don't think people realize how huge this is, what they're trying to do. So we'll find out by the end of 2022 how that shapes up. I just love the way Warner Brothers is ignoring all the negativity and just getting on making these films. That's what pisses people off more than anything. But basically what Hamada is doing, he's just bringing his own people from New Line Cinema. And it's the best thing to do because you know the people you're working with, you've worked with them before. There will not be a Snyder situation. And then you've got James Gunn and Matt Reeves, who are, of course, kind of celebrity directors doing their own thing. You don't mess around with those people. You let them do what they want. I think the reason Snyder doesn't get the same freedom is because he's like things like killing Dick Grayson. That's quite random, isn't it? Rather than Jason Todd. Bobcat just realised Into the Woods has some great actors. Oh, like who? Yes, we don't have a lot of great actors around these days, actually, which is a shame. Your Brad Pitts, your Robert De Niro's, Leonardo DiCaprio's, they're a dying breed now. We've lost the movie stars. We've lost movie stars. We don't have movie stars. The IPs now are the movie stars, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, to be honest. When I was younger, you went to see a movie because a certain person was in it. And you trusted because those people were in it, that you were going to get some certain variety of enjoyment from it. So, but that's changed now. Now we just go and watch the IPs because they're IPs and they continue. I noticed that Wonder Woman 84 is back on HBO Max. I'm not sure what they thought that was going to achieve. Ronnie Dodge, Andy did say at Fandom that the Flash will have everything. So I guess we will get some scary moments, maybe with Barry mental state after what he done. Do you know what? That's a very good point, actually, Ronnie, because this is a horror director, a bit like David F. Sandberg. He put some great horror into Shazam, as well as the funny and light and family and emotional stuff. There was some great horror moments. And I think with this guy, Andy Muschietti, he's very good at horror, obviously. So, and let's not forget, Dick Donner was a horror director. He did The Omen. So it's not a new thing, you know. So people saying, oh, horror directors doing superheroes. They're not actually horror directors. They're directors who have done horror, you know. So, yes, but you're right. He could do some kind of creepy scenes and stuff, which will be interesting. How that they introduce us to this new universe that Barry creates because he's gone back to save his mother. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to see what Andy's doing with this film. I can't wait to see some trailers, some pictures. I think we'll definitely get some pictures behind the scenes. Bobcat, James Gordon, Emily Blunt, Anna Kendrick, Meryl Streep, Chris Pine, Johnny Depp, and Lila Crawford are the main ones. I think you might know. Yeah, I know. I don't know James Gordon. I know Emily Blunt. I know Anna Kendrick. Well, Meryl Streep, Chris Pine, obviously, and Johnny Depp. Lila Crawford, I don't know. Ronnie Dodge. What's weird? We have no idea who the villains are in the movie. It's interesting, you know, Ronnie. I mean, I'm not saying this is the case, but in a way, I mean, they're going to need some kind of villain in the new universe, so that's interesting because obviously it's got to be there. Now, we had the Atlanteans originally in the graphic novel and the animated one, the Flashpoint Paradox. We had the evil Amazons and the evil Atlanteans, which is the war. So it'd be interesting if they still do that or keep away from that. Now, reports have said when this was first announced, they wouldn't do that. But you never know. So they will need some kind of threat. But I think the main threat of this film is Barry putting things right. That's the obstacle. So it's going to be very interesting, as you say, about villains, because there's a lot of Flash villains that you can use. And there's rumors they're not using Reverse Flash, which I would be disappointed about. I think Rudy's playing a villain. Who's Rudy? Bobcat. There's also Daniel Huddleston is also in the main cast, but I think that's the only thing I've seen him in. I've never heard of him. So yes, what kind of villains could we have? Captain Cold is a very popular one. Obviously, you could have Gorilla Grodd. He could have a cameo. That would be exciting as well. So the Flash has got enough, you know, rogues in his gallery. It could be anyone. But in terms of the new universe that Barry creates by accident, it's going to be interesting what the threat is. But you see, you could now. Here's a scenario for you. Ronnie Dodge, Mirror Master, maybe he would be awesome. Ronnie Bobcat. Wait, I just realised Johnny Depp is the wolf in it. Wow. What was I going to say? What you could do, right? You could use Thomas Wayne as the villain, and you could use Keaton's Batman as more of a heroic anti-hero. So he could be, maybe he's there. Who knows? Who knows what they'll do? There still could be a Thomas Wayne in this movie. That's going to be interesting. Now, Jeffrey Dean Morgan doesn't seem to think he's in the movie. He would like to be in the movie, but he could be teasing us. Also, he kind of hinted a few weeks back that maybe there's something in the DC pipeline, which is interesting. Now, considering he was Zach's pick as well, Joel Davis, hi Mickey, what did you make of Alisson's 94th minute winner? I didn't see the goal because I don't have access to football here in Cyprus. I used to have Now TV, but I'm always disappointed to see Liverpool win. But they've got a really good manager. That's what happens when you've got a good manager. Ronnie Dodge, it's crazy from next week. 3 DCEU movies are filming at the same time. It is ace. I've never heard of this before. This is brilliant. This is exciting. It means we're going to get pictures. We're going to get reports. We're going to hear actors talking. We're going to hear Sandberg teasing us on his Instagram and his Twitter as well. You know, David F. Sandberg's such a great guy. Another one that gets hate from these nutballs. But yeah, it's 3 films being shot at the same time. It's sensational. We've got the Batman in the can. So, and the Flash hasn't had any COVID problems yet, which is good news. Hopefully I haven't put the putt on it. But yes, 3 movies at the same time. It is terrific. Ronnie Bobcat, and promotion for the Suicide Squad. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Gunn's promoting it. Gunn's been promoting it on Twitter for ages, which is great. So the build up to that, I think, is going to be very, very exciting, Bobcat. That film's going to be beloved. No question. It's going to be very, very exciting. Sanders Jan reviews. I'm looking forward to the Henry Cavill Superman news next week. Let's hope Mikey Sutton is right about this. Let's hope, Sam, it's good news and it's not him waving goodbye to us. All we can do is hope for the best. Ronnie Dodge, you think Fury of the Gods will post Flash where the multiverse has been smashed open by Barry? This is interesting, isn't it? I think now this is going to be weird because this thing has to affect Tiny Pockets. We don't know if, obviously they're rebooting the universe, so that's interesting. So we may see slight changes in that universe. It doesn't mean they can't continue the story. Some things maybe will be untouched, but I think we may see something, mostly probably in a post-credit scene. But yeah, they're going to have to. They're going to have to deal with it. There's no question about it. Bobcat, I think DC is going to do good for themselves. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It will upset a few people as well, which is always great. We've got these people saying Andy Machete's It Too is rubbish just for their agenda. They're laughing because Warner Brothers had to pay $200 million to all the actors and artists for doing the day and date HBO Max and cinematic releases. $200 million, actually, by the way, is one movie budget. So shut up. But yes, Bobcat, I think we are heading in a good direction for sure. And I have a lot of confidence about it. It's not going to be the same as the Snyderverse. It's going to be different. But listen, I love the Snyderverse. I wish it could have continued. I wish they all could have got around the table and worked together. I mean, he says he's got it all worked out what to do. I mean, he's now talking about Superman and Lois's kid and that he would have been the future. So he had a bigger plan that we actually think. So very interesting. There's no question, I think that Snyder wants to run the whole thing. And I think this is where the problem's been. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Bobcat, the good thing about the HBO Max thing is I can pay to go see it in IMAX at the first showing. Hang on. People see it in IMAX at the first showing and then watch it again at 3 a.m. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, I won't have access to it. Ronnie Dodge, DCEU is going to be amazing from August, and people need to either join us and enjoy it or get left behind and be salty forever. There will be people that will get salty forever. I think they realise the train has gone now. I think they understand that now. Now, they're not going to stop fighting, and no one's saying they should stop fighting, but there's ways of doing it. These kind of propaganda things they do about Warner Brothers is ridiculous. Sam Dejan Reviews, he doesn't want to run it. He wants to do JL2 and 3, but I think privately, Sam, he does want to run the entire outfit. I genuinely think he was offered to restore the Snyderverse on HBO Max. I genuinely believe that he turned that opportunity down because we had Warner Max, we had the Snyder Cut in episodes, then we didn't. What changed, Sam? That's what I'm asking. What changed? And it's clear that Zach's not going to tell us, and the studio's definitely not going to tell us. Something doesn't make sense to me, Sam. As a reasonably intelligent man, something doesn't make sense about it, as I've said many times on my lives. How do you go from it being in episodes and then having this Warner Max production label and then them not having it? It's weird. Sam Dejan Reviews, it's Toby Emmerich. He hates Zack Snyder. That's the problem. You see, the thing is with these people in Hollywood, Sam, they can hate people, but they won't let it get in the way of good business. So something for me just doesn't make sense with this whole situation. Sam Dejan Reviews, Toby is leaving in 18 months, then he can do the JL sequels. Well, let's see what happens with Toby, and let's see if that will create that situation. It's interesting. Things are changing all the time with this situation, Sam, so I wouldn't lose hope for sure. But with the way Zach's talking about the studio, doesn't sound good. Ronnie Dodge, Zach's recent interview isn't a good look for him. Slating Warner Brothers, yeah. If I was Warner Brothers, I wouldn't let him back. Yeah, I don't think they will, to be honest. Bobcat, the actors signed a contract for a movie and not a series, supposedly. Yeah, Bobcat, I think that was bullshit. Let me tell you why I think that's bullshit. It's simple. I know the industry. Why did they come up with the format of episodes? They already knew they were going to have to pay them more money. So all of a sudden they went, oh, we're going to have to pay them some more money. We better not do it. You knew that. It's your job to know that. So why come up with the episodes in the first place? That, my friend, was bullshit blag. Something went wrong between Snyder and the studio. That's why Warner Max disappeared. That's why the studio put it on as a one thing rather than episodes. Something doesn't make sense. Sam Dejan reviews. Toby needs to go. He didn't want to green light the Snyder Cut. It was AT&T. Now, yeah, of course, he didn't want to green light it. Of course. Listen. There are situations in studios, not just Warner Brothers, and there's some of these entities that are not good for the studio. The problem is that the WB company is sliced up. You've got the owners of the whole thing, which is AT&T. Then you've got Warner Media, which is supposed to be the leader of the whole outfit. Then you've got Warner Brothers Pictures. So everything's split up, and it's a bit odd. Now, all big businesses have different departments, and I get that. Sam Dejan review. Zack wasn't paid for the Snyder Cut. If he makes the sequels, they'll have to pay him. Yep, they would. He did it for the fans, and that was very good of Zack. He wanted his vision out there, and it was great. I mean, I was watching it in bed last night, the Snyder Cut. It's a sensational piece of work, and really no one can say any different. It truly is. It's a sensational movie. I bought the digital version, right? And you know what I noticed, right? You got the film, and then the film comes on again, but there's no sound. And then after that version of the film, you get the black and white version. It's weird. Ronnie Dodge, I guess if I'm looking forward to the multiverse, I'm a Warner Brothers shill. But they all work together, so probably all agreed not to continue the Snyderverse. But that's my take. Yeah, obviously when Sarnoff came out with that Variety hit piece, she was speaking for the entirety of the company. Bobcat, well, I think needs to stop slamming Warner Brothers if he even wants a chance. Yeah, it's not good. That's bitterness. That's anger. That's frustration. Because before he wasn't doing that, he was playing his cards smartly. He's no longer playing his cards smartly. Showing the Green Lantern picture was odd. That was very passive aggressive. Sandwich and reviews. Toby needs to go. He's the last person of the old regime. Oh, they'll get rid of him. Don't worry. But he's still holding a few cards. He's fighting for his life. Clearly, he sent that guy in to try and get him a job at Netflix. So it is game over for him. The best scenario for me is the sooner he goes, the better. Because for me, he's not good for the entire studio. So we want to get rid of that regime because you've got Ann, Walter, Jim Lee. That's part of the new regime. Jason Keeler. So they're part of the new regime. They're not going anywhere. So Bobcat meant to say Zack in there low. Yeah, I got what you meant anyway. Wow, no randoms tonight. I must have upset them. I didn't even time out them. Oh boy, it's hot tonight. I feel like chicken tonight. Chicken tonight. Bobcat, I don't know. I just want good movies. Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all? And this era of entertainment is not exactly giving us a lot of good movies. So yes, we need good movies. We are not dealing these days with pioneers of the industry. When I was growing up, we were dealing with pioneers of the industry. Bobcat, oh, I forgot to ask, how was your roast? Thank you very much. Lovely as usual. And then I had a Cyprus kebab for dinner. And it's really playing with me. Oh, my God. Big mistake that was. But, yeah. Great. Thanks, mate. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. It was great. Super smashing great. That poor chicken, though. I do feel bad for the animals that we eat. But unfortunately, I've been bred on meat. But we have got these movies coming out for DC. We have got these TV shows. So at least we're getting progress. Nobody knows if these things are going to be good or not. You just have to have a little faith and hope, and get hyped for the marketing and all that. The hype's going to be real with these films and these HBO Max projects. Bobcat, I think Snyder got his trilogy. He got his trilogy, yeah. Well, that's what Ann Sarnoff said as well. Called it a trilogy. It was never supposed to be a trilogy, but once they booted him out while he was making Justice League, there was never going to be a trilogy. But he tried to utilize the fandom to help him in his fight. Bobcat, also, have you heard Olivia Rodrigo? Never heard of her. Who is she? Is she fit? Are we allowed to say that anymore? Is she fit? Is she banging? It's funny though with all this kind of toxic masculinity thing, because the women I know are so pervy towards men, like the straight women that I know. Bobcat, she's a singer who also an actor for Disney. No, I never heard of her. I'm not really that into Disney stuff apart from their animation and obviously the MCU and Star Wars and stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. Oh, hang on, wasn't she the one from the what's she in? What's she in? Bobcat, you can clearly see she's trying to get out of her contract, lol. Oh, is she? What makes you think that? You don't get out of contracts in Hollywood. They'll sue the pants off of you. Oh, the High School Musical show. Well, you can only work for Disney if you're in it for the money, because the content they make isn't important. It doesn't make a difference. And I can't believe they're replacing Juliana Rancic for the red carpet and all that stuff that she's been doing for years. Bobcat, she's out her cussing and doing some questionable things. At least Disney questionable. Wow. I do like a bad girl. This really feels like a Sunday stream, doesn't it? What's her name again? Maybe I'll look for her on Twitter. Let's have a look. What's her name? Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia Rodrigo, here she is. Oh, she's very polite on here. Advertising her content, so fun. My new single, Good For You, out this Friday. Where is she saying all this stuff then on social media? What? Where? I think part of the reason is that Disney's forcing her to date her ex-boyfriend in that High School Musical show. Oh dear, that's not going to go down well, is it? Olivia Rodrigo. Let's see if we can find her on Instagram as well. Well, she's not bad mouthing anyone on social media, Bobcat, so it must be in the media. I don't know. Well, she's been spotted at clubs and stuff wearing a see-through kind of cover-up thing. Oh, right. She's very young, though, isn't she? She literally looks like a child. But what happens is, like, Bobcat, Disney doesn't like that, apparently, lol. Well, they wouldn't do because they want to keep her image. It's like Britney at the Disney Club, wasn't it? The Mickey Mouse Club. Some serious shit went down there as well. The entertainment industry is bad for people. Have you noticed that most people in the entertainment industry either are depressed, they're on drugs, they're alcoholics, or they smoke too much? There's a reason for that. The pressure these guys are under, and we think, oh, what's the pressure? But it is. They live in a bubble. They've got no privacy. They can't go out. Look, for me, it isn't a good life. It really isn't. Bobcat, she's a great singer and actress, though. But yeah, there's more to life, isn't there? She's just a kid, and she's probably. Don't forget, her parents probably pushed her into this life. She was probably too young to make her own decisions. So I feel bad for these people, absolutely. And okay, she deserves a lot better than what she's getting, of course. And of course, probably people on social media are hating on her. This is what happens. These fuckers on social media, I hate them, right? They judge everyone. You're so perfect, are you? How do we know what you do in your private lives? Maybe you're a serial killer. Maybe you're this. Maybe you're that. She's a kid. She's a kid. And this industry is all she knows. And maybe she's just trying to, break free a bit, right? Why not? I mean, I don't have kids, but I do have nephews and nieces. I wouldn't advise them to get involved in the entertainment industry. See, the good thing is with me, I have experience of all of this shit. Bobcat, exactly. So I understand how it all works. How 1 minute you're up there, then you're down there. And I can tell you, my friends from the industry that I know have a lot of issues, so it's not nice. The things they have to put up with, they're used, they're abused, they're treated terribly by the public. It's not really as glamorous and as great as people think. So Bobcat, I'm going to try my best to make some quality films on my own. Do you know what I used to do when I was a teenager? Do you remember the old D90, C90 audio tapes? I used to do my own soap operas, my own soap dramas, right? And I used to play all the characters. So I did this soap called Bromley Common, right? And I introduced Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan into it. It was laughs, and they moved into one of the houses, and I had an affair with Kylie Minogue. Oh, it was fun. And if anyone at work would piss me off, I would kill off their characters or something. It was hilarious. It was great fun. It's great fun expressing yourself. It was different back then because we didn't have TikTok or anything or YouTube. Bobcat, oh wow, it was great. One day, a friend of mine really pissed me off, and I did something. I gave him a storyline, and he really hated it. I think he got tortured or something. But yeah, and then if I fancied someone at work in my soap, I'd be shagging her. So it was fun. I loved it. It was funny. And I used to use the Dallas theme tune sometimes, not slanding, stuff like that. And I used to use like the scores from these soaps as well. And I created this villain called Jimmy Webb. Get it? Web of Deceit. And he was kind of like a Dirty Dan, J.R. Ewing, but he was great. I liked all that. I used to love playing evil characters on my soaps as well. They're the fun ones, aren't they? Bobcat costume design is really fun, surprisingly. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that way inclined. I can't do that, but obviously, it's a great craft and so important. Graphic design, set designs. You know, these people, these artists make the actors and the productions look beautifully. I'm always thank everyone when I do the theatre stuff here in Cyprus. I make sure at the end of each show that I thank all these wonderful artists, everyone who has something to do with the production. It's not just about the artists on the stage. Always important to thank everyone who's working with you and it's made you look good because you get, first of all, you have good relationships. It's nice to be nice, but you get better work from people if you're nice. You know, honey's better than salt. You know, always remember that. People who are nasty never get anywhere in life. Oh yeah, there might be some successful nasty people, but look what's happened to Noel Clarke and John Barrowman now. It catches up with you. Bobcat, I mean, I don't have a real designer. It's just me doing a lot of stuff. And I'm really enjoying putting it in little details that you wouldn't normally notice. Yeah, well, you're obviously artistic. I couldn't do that, but it's great that you can. Although that's what's great about audio. I'd love to do some audio dramas, but where would I put them? I mean, look at the success of Big Finish. What a success they've been. Bobcat agreed. The cast and crew with what I'm doing currently is amazing. Yeah, and it's always great for them to know that you think they're amazing. You don't know how great appreciation is to people. It's been a very weird chat tonight, hasn't it? There must be a big event on or something. Bobcat, if I ever get into DC somehow, I'll be calling you up to make your Superman movie. Well, thank you very much, Bobcat. That would be sensational, wouldn't it? Wow. Oh, just be amazing to make a Superman film. No messing about, no bullshit. Let's make this character right. Let's give him a film he deserves to be in. No more deconstruction, reconstruction. Let's make Superman what the audience and fans want him to be. It's interesting, you know, because I think the creatives that I grew up watching were less selfish with their creativity. They really made stuff for the audiences to appreciate. But nowadays, the creatives are all about themselves. It's my vision. It's not about you, it's about my vision. But you're a director making stuff for the consumer. If the consumer rejects your content, then you don't have a career. They're too arrogant these days. They don't get it. You said you make films where you are. I'm actually developing the first English speaking dramas here on Cypriot TV. Dodge, sorry I had to shoot off quickly. My mum rang me. Awesome, and it's always important to talk to your mum. So no problem. Say hi from me. Big Mouth says hi, Ma. Who is this Big Mouth? Ronnie Dodge, I'm back now, mate. Awesome. Bobcat, that's awesome. Being creative in any way, whether it's in an elite way in the entertainment industry or just for yourself, it's a wonderful thing just to know that you're being creative when you come up with that idea of a story or a character or who they're going to mix with or what they're going to do. I get a buzz out of it. I just think it's fantastic. So I would think anything coming off the Flash would have to see the differences. But it's difficult to kind of judge what kind of flashpoint they're doing, how it affects the franchise, if it's a clean reboot or not everything changes, only what they want to change. Ronnie Dodge, I got a friend who lives in Scotland. He said he's going to try to see where the Flash is filming in Glasgow next month. That's awesome. Bobcat, I've got some ideas for a world currently trying to develop it. Awesome. Keep me posted. I think we need a new world. This world's fucked, isn't it? Let's be honest. Anything developing? Anything? No. No, nothing going on. Ah, this is one from Wayne T. Carr. Thank you, DC fans, for support and positivity. Inspired. Of course, he's desperate for this to happen, isn't he? This could be a massive thing for him. Ah. Yeah, nothing going on over on Twitter. Ronnie Dodge, pandemics and wars. This world has gone crap. Well, we've always had the wars, but yeah, we've got the pandemic. We've got what's going on in the Middle East. It's just, it's like something from a movie. It's like a civil war, isn't it? And people are dying. Innocent, while governments make toxic decisions, people suffer. Bobcat, I really like writing for Harley Quinn, and my actress I have been playing her is amazing. And some of the action scenes we're putting together are really on a big scale. I can't wait to see them. I'd love to see that. Directed by Bobcat. Written and directed by Bobcat. Written and directed. Oh, hang on, Joe Davis. Oh, I missed this one. How did I miss this one? Someone actually wants to ask me something about Star Wars. Joe Davies, Mickey, quick question. Rey versus Luke in a fight. Who's winning? Oh, I think Luke's going to destroy her. I think Luke could beat her with his eyes shut. I like Rey. I love Daisy. By the way, I've got no issue with the character of Rey. Ronnie Dodge, just think after the Suicide Squad, the Batman promo kicks into gear. Oh my God. It's only March. It's going to be sensational. No propaganda is going to stop Matt Reeves and James Gunn slaying, owning DC. Those guys are going to be running the place, mate. Bobcat, it's fun figuring out how everything works behind the scenes. Yeah. I remember when I first started directing and starring and writing in plays, and it was very intense at first because I didn't know what to do, and I was making it up as I went along, and I was just going home thinking, oh my God, I don't think I can do this. But when I got used to it, it was fun. Because, of course, I was pretending I knew what I was doing. Of course, I didn't. I bullshitted my way onto doing that. If you speak English over here, they're impressed, so you get away with stuff. Ronnie Dodge, Oscars 2022 is probably going to be the Batman Central, hopefully. That would be, imagine that, if, you know, a superhero film cleans up. I mean, the Joker movie cleaned, what did it get, 8, 10, 11 nominations? It was sensational. But the Joker, no matter what people said about it, the Joker movie was one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. It's one of those old style movies. Bobcat, I think the coolest thing I've written so far is Harley's origin and her going crazy and destroying her apartment. I'd love to see that. It would be great for DC to clean up at the Oscars. I think that's the only thing that would motivate me for the Oscars. Imagine though, right, a year or so ago, if they'd actually done an awesome Birds of Prey, an awesome female team up movie. Imagine how awesome that would have been. They're very disappointed, very. And then they did that, Arrowverse did that Canaries thing. That is not happening. I've got a feeling next week's a big news for DC News. I think it's a big week for DC News next week. I've got a feeling. I think it could all kick off tomorrow. So, obviously, if you're in America tomorrow, what's tomorrow? I mean, you're Sunday now. You're kind of Sunday morning now, Sunday afternoon, aren't you? Roddy Dodge, I definitely think that Batman will be one of the best movies of next year. Oh, have no doubt. I have no doubt. This man is a genius. What he's doing sounds fantastic. Just listening to him talk at Fandom was sensational. He really has got a great handle and he's got a great way about him. He's a gentleman as well, which helps. But yes, the Batman's been saying I've been excited all along. It's interesting about the title. I wonder if it will stay with the Batman, or in fact, there's another title we don't know about. Bobcat, I mean, my origin Harley is her in her therapist outfit with her head being full, originally Harley. Wow, that sounds an interesting concept. I could do so much stuff with a Harley origin. I'd probably go like well out there. Because there's so many things you can do with Harley. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, the Batman and probably the Flash will be the best superhero movies for next year. Next year, that's my take. It's a big year, isn't it? It's a big year. It's a big, big year for Marvel as well. So it's going to be interesting what we get. I'm certainly very hopeful and positive about what's happening. And the talk on social media, we just have to ignore it, don't we? 7 projects for DC next year is sensational. We've never, ever had this many projects in one year. So it's so ever so exciting and vital that every single one of them succeeds. So, wow, excited. Color me excited. Bobcat, I mean, she loses it cutting co-worker limbs and all. Wow. That is that is good. I'd definitely like to see that. That's R-rated, isn't it? That's beyond R-rated, Bobcat. Oh dear, I'm getting tired. It's definitely an R-rated film, Bobcat. Yeah, sounds like it. You wouldn't get away with it, would you? If you're cutting people's limbs off, then you've got to be you got to be R-rated. Ronnie Dodge. We might get DC News dusting up to Fandom. Oh yeah, and then we're not going to have to wait for everything on Fandom. I think there's going to be stuff, and I'm hoping this Cavill stuff actually happens next week. I wish it could happen today, tonight. Bobcat, heads blowing off, people be eaten alive. Wow. Eyes taken out and used in retina scanners. Oh my God. That's Demolition Man level, isn't it? Demolition. Love that film, Demolition Man. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. But that does sound gory, Bobcat. Very, very gory. Ronnie Dodge, I'm hoping from the best from the Henry News, but preparing for the worst. Yeah, it could be anything. If it's true that something's happening next week, it could be anything. So we should get ready to find out. If it's just the Hollywood Reporter saying stuff and no one's... I want to hear quotes. I want to hear official sources. That's one thing that does bug me about Warner Brothers. They don't say anything officially. They let, the Hollywood Reporter Variety do their talking for them. It's important we hear from Henry. It's important we hear from the studio, whatever's happening next week, if anything. Bobcat, I've got a cannibal pig, if that gives you an idea. Yes. That gives me an idea for sure. A pig that eats people, right? You don't remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. Bobcat, like it's a man pig who likes the taste of humans. Wow. Interesting. Ronnie Dodge, I hope that Henry and Warner Brothers has come up with a new contract. That would be sensational. Ronnie Dodge, by who knows if it's true? Yeah. I mean, we're talking about Mikey Sutton here. A lot of these bloggers are full of shit, but we'll see. Scott Edwards, what's up? Yo, Scott. Yo, Smallville, bro. Scott Edwards started season 4 of Smallville. So you saw that epic season 3 finale. Wasn't it awesome? Bobcat, Weasel is a weirdo in this too. Ronnie Dodge, if he was from the light cast, I would be laughing and say, stop bullshitting, yeah? Bobcasts, light casts, small screen. We haven't got this covered. All of them. They've just came out of the cracks when the Snyder Cut was announced. Scott Edwards, season 3 finale was insane. It was, wasn't it? I was wondering how Chloe would survive. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a little story. Originally, she wasn't meant to, but her fans went ballistic, so they brought her back. I think she should have died. Personally, the right time with Lois coming in, it was the right time for her to go. Her job was done. And of course, everything's changed now in season 4. Lex is looking for these crystals. But, Scott, you don't know what those crystals are for. You'll be surprised what those crystals are actually for. Bobcat, I really dug deep for these characters, and just like the Suicide Squad, almost everyone dies. Always the best way, isn't it? Kill them! Killing characters off always winds up nerds. Scott Edwards, does Lois appear often the rest of the series? Yes, she's in and out. She's not a regular character yet. She won't be a regular to the beginning of season 8. Season 8, she gets into the main kind of intro, but for now, she's part-time. So she won't be in every single episode. She'll be in the first few. She'll take a break. Then she'll come back again. She's heavily involved for sure, as she's in season 5, season 6, and season 7. But season 8 to 10, she's full-time. So you're in season 4 now. So for the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 seasons, it's still about Lana and that dynamic. But Lois plays an interesting part. Ronnie Dodge, just rewatching Shazam right now and watching you as well. Awesome. Is there a better two things to do at once? 5 minutes, everyone. Get your comments in. Scott Edwards. I already love Erica Durance as Lois. Yeah, I think she's one of the best, if not the best, Lois Lane. Bobcat, the official number is 4 people living. Oh, wow. 4 people. Lucky them. But yes, Scott, Erica is fantastic. She really nailed the role. From the first moment you see her, she's Lois Lane. It's a sensational piece of writing and acting. Sensational. They got their main characters right on Smallville. Clark, Lex, Lana, Lois. Perry White was awesome. Scott Edwards, is Stargirl heavily involved in the final seasons? No. Stargirl is in 1 episode called Absolute Justice. Bobcat, it gets dark too with people killed with their own weapons and in ways they killed others. Wow, punishment. Bobcat, some are almost like Saw level. Wow. You like the old horror, don't you, mate? Ronnie Dodge, I really think Ezra will act his socks off in The Flash. I can't wait to see his Barry. This movie is about him, not the Justice League. Yeah, this is about him. It will be about him and what goes on. Of course, this is his movie, which will be interesting. But of course, there's going to be a lot of things. This is about restructuring this franchise as well. So I'm very excited. Bobcat, like there's a pit of spikes trap we're working on currently. Wow. Sounds painful. But good news, Scott Edwards. Season 4 of Smallville sees a guest starring role for Bart Allen as Impulse. So you'll look forward to that. So Clark's actually going to meet a speedster. Bobcat, I think this is unlike any fan film on YouTube so far. Not to put them down or anything, just this is next level. Awesome. Scott Edwards, can't wait to see Flash and Stargirl crossover. That will be awesome. Ronnie Dodge, it's going to be crazy fitting all the multiverse stuff for the Flash in 2.5-hour movie. Yes, it's interesting what they're going to do. Obviously, they just need to show that they've rebooted the universe and the stuff they're going to do with the Flash. So there's enough stuff there, but not too much stuff there. So I think it's doable for sure. Ronnie does, but I definitely think the CW characters and the DCEU characters will have future crossovers after Flash. I definitely would love to see Stephen Amell's Arrow in there. Bobcat, it's around 2.5 hours as well, which is long for a fan film on YouTube. Wow, that's an epic, isn't it, for YouTube? Scott Edwards, will you watch the Marvels? Yes. I shall watch it. It's not my I'm not anticipating it a great deal, but I shall watch it. Two minutes. Zack Snyder promises a formidable war which could have happened in Justice League 2 if at Warner Bros. Restored the Snyderverse. He also talks about female Furies versus Amazon fight, which is going to be crazy. Wow. He is not giving up, is he? Scott Edwards, I actually really like Carol Danvers as a character. Ronnie Dodge, gonna go, mate. See you tomorrow. Getting my new phone tomorrow. Contract upgrade. Awesome. Good luck with that. Good night. Bobcat, my favourite part, and the actors as well, is these people are complete jerks. They are, aren't they? They are. Scott Edwards, please catch up on Stargirl. You are missing out on a great show. I will get there eventually. I always do, eventually. Right, everyone, that's it from me. It's been a weird chat tonight, hasn't it? But it's been good. There's been some great comments as usual. I hope you all keep well. Have a great evening or a great day, whatever your time zones are. I will be back tomorrow morning for the Big Mouth Daily Live, and I shall look forward to seeing whoever's awake at that time or whatever different time zones you're in. Bobcat, like there's one character who's a terrorist, like criminal, who threatens children and dies in the way he threatens them. I like that kind of rough justice, you know. Your fate is what you do to others. Very good, Bobcat. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to go and lie down, feeling a bit tired. Don't know why, but I am. It's because I'm stuffed from my kebab. That's why. So comment down below if you're rewatching this. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow could be a huge day for DC News. So let's wait and see. So I thought there was another message there. So until tomorrow, I will see you then. Have a fantastic evening. Thanks for tuning in. Bobcat, great stream, Mickey. Thank you, Bobcat. See you later. See you tomorrow. Be good. If you can't be good, don't get caught. See you later.